We're welcoming Matt Hume, Demetrious Johnson's coach and one of my great friends, obviously one of the old referees and judges of Pride, and now Vice President. Matt, is that your title over at ONE FC?
Yep, that's my title.
Okay. So Matt, unfortunately, there will be no video. He's at the Signature Hotel at the MGM, and everybody who's ever stayed there knows the Wi-Fi is horrible. So we get audio today, we get no video, unfortunately, because Matt is so handsome.
I'll spare you guys the video scare.
Nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. So let's talk. Obviously, Henry Cejudo it's a big step up for Henry to fight Demetrious Johnson, but Henry's 10-0, Olympian, great wrestler. What kind of challenges did you have as a coach to get Demetrious ready for this bout as far as the game plan goes? Was it very difficult, or was it something you looked at a couple of fights of Henry's and was like, okay, we got this guy figured out?
Well, I mean, Henry's got his wrestling background, very good wrestler, and he pretty much just wrestles and boxes. But we never really try to gauge what a fighter is going to do when they get in the cage for the biggest fight of their life, based on what they've done in the past. Because I'm sure he's a guy that became the youngest Olympian ever, the youngest Olympic gold medalist ever, and he's undefeated in the octagon. So I'm sure he's going to step his game up and have some new things ready to go. And I'm sure he's studied Demetrious also. So on paper, it's a very simple game plan for a guy like Henry. But in reality, we have to be ready for everything.
You were one of the first coaches, and we're talking years ago, back when you had like Lieben and Barnett training with you up there, like that far back, that you were talking about the opponent's the opponent. We've got to prepare for everything because we don't know what's actually going to happen in there. He could all of a sudden throw a loop on us. Or in his fights, we might have seen that he's really good at some particular space. So we got to prepare for everything, and that's kind of gone forward. But you're also one of the coaches that's very scientific about your approach towards the game. How has it changed for you over the last 3 or 4 years as far as coaching, like going from, okay, we're going to spar 3 or 4 days a week. Nope, now we're going to spar 2 days a week or anything like that. We've actually had to look at it and go, we got to back off a little bit in how we train because my guys aren't going to be able to make the long run.
It really not at all. I take every guy as an individual. I always have. And I develop them as long as they need to develop, whether that be in the gym and not fighting, just going through drills and learning technique, or whether that's having them out doing conditioning, just making them mentally tougher. There's so many aspects of fighting, and trying to reach the next level. And my guys spend a lot of time in the amateurs too, developing themselves so that they don't step into the octagon and then say, oh, my Muay Thai is deficient, now I need to get better at Muay Thai, because it's too late at that point. When you step into the octagon, you have to be ready to win the title. And that's what I always prepare my guys for. And some guys will never be at that level, and I don't try to make them at that level. I just keep developing the individual as far as they can go, as good as they can, trying to make the perfect technician, the perfect fighter, the perfect athlete. And for guys like DJ, they're coming very close to that. But it's what I've always done with all my fighters. And, I've always, in terms of, how much we spar and all that stuff, we spar as much as we need to. But we never go hard. We never, nobody should ever get a concussion in the gym. If I see someone out of control, then they're not allowed to spar. They have to stay out of sparring. They have to go to classes. They have to show me that they've developed their control, and then they can come back in. And, that may or may never happen. But yeah, the sparring is always controlled. Usually we'll spar a couple times a week. And no more than that. But again, it's sparring that is completely under control, and there's never hard shots landed to the head. And we're fresh when we come back in the next time to spar.
When is the last hard day that you usually do with your athletes before a fight? Like they come in and they're like, okay, we're gonna have our last hard sparring day. Is that 2 weeks out, or is it more closer to a week out?
No, it's usually 1 week out. Usually Saturday. Last Saturday would be our last hard sparring day.
And because you do it so controlled, you don't have that worry of guys getting cut, guys getting concussions, guys getting, a swollen eye. All of a sudden it's going to bleed later in the fight because you keep it so controlled. Is it hard sometimes? You've got like a really good training partner for one of your athletes getting ready for a fight, and all of a sudden the partner all of a sudden starts freaking out, starts spazzing out, and you're like, I got to pull you off. Is it hard to go, I got to pick that guy off because he's such a great training partner, but just in this sparring situation, he's horrible?
Yeah. I mean, in general, that doesn't happen because the guys are together all the time. The same guys are together. The guys at my gym have all been there for a long time, and we don't really bring new people into the fold of the sparring. The athletes in the core group that go and spar together and stuff. We don't bring guys into that until we know that they're the right. That they can fit in. They can come in and spar controlled, and there's no egos and stuff like that. So every once in a while it happens, and I don't hesitate to pull them out and stop it and turn things back around. But for the most part, we don't get that.
Well, so obviously as DJ's coach, you're going to say everything was perfect. It was a great training camp. Everything about it worked on time. It worked well. There were no distractions, obviously, because his wife Destiny handles everything, so he has no distractions. It seems like on the outside looking in that he's pretty much got the perfect life. Like he's got one of the best coaches in the country. He's got one of the best wives in the country. He's got one of the best teams in the country, and he just seems to keep winning better and better and more impressive every time. But he's not really getting obviously he's not getting Conor McGregor pull, but no one really gets that except for Conor. But he's not getting a real champion's pull. Like no one's really like vying for DJ all the time. Is there a reason why that, like, entertainment wise, even though he is entertained when he fights, but otherwise, like, no one really has grabbed onto him, as huge as they have with some other stars?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a reason why, but I think it's just a matter, you look at Anderson Silva and it took a long time for fans to catch on with him. And, that's exactly what Dana said too. He just says, just keep winning fights. That's your job. Just keep winning fights. And, UFC is the promoter. It's their job to promote DJ into the superstar. And it's our job to keep winning the fights. And that's what we're doing. And I think that over time, you're going to see the guys come in that make a lot of noise, come in and blow up and go away. And DJ is going to still be the number one pound for pound fighter on the planet. And everybody's going to recognize that. And I think DJ's time is coming very soon.
Okay, so you just raised it. You just talked about it. I got to ask you the question. All the advertising for John Jones' comeback fight this weekend against Owen St. Preux, OSP, and DJ's on the card right beneath it, with Henry Cejudo. But they're saying that all the advertising is saying John Jones, pound for pound, number one fighter in the world. That's the advertising UFC is putting out. I disagree. Right. You obviously disagree about your statement just a second ago. How does that make you feel as a coach, first of all, when you see those advertising, the advertisement running off?
It's marketing, and UFC's marketing is selling the fights, and DJ's going to make money off that fight too. So go for it. But outside of that, we all know the hardcore fans and the guys like Joe Rogan who know the sport inside and out. We all know who's the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, and we know they did their math wrong on that poster.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know how you do it. You always seem to take the high road, and you always seem you have a calm demeanor anyway, but you even when you're irritated and you're pissed off, you're still like, it's okay. He's still making money off of it. It's just they just did their math wrong. They'll figure it out eventually. They got a C this week in math. Next week, hopefully, they'll get an A. It's like you're very calm about it. Don't you ever get riled up and like have to yell at somebody for them kind of not screwing your athlete? Because they're definitely not screwing DJ with this, but like stepping around him or downplaying how good he really is.
No, I think it's just our job to go out and prove it each time we go out, and we will. When you have four young kids at home, you try to learn to stay calm. So, I don't get worked up too much. I think that there's always going to be things to get worked up about, especially with social media and the internet and how things work these days. And you'll just run yourself in circles if you do that. But our job again is just to get out there on Saturday and show the world what the truth is. And, pretty soon that's not going to be able to be denied or changed.
You've been in the sport a long time. We talked about it before we started recording this about reffing a little bit. Obviously I'm a certified referee. John McCarthy and Herb Dean and do ref quite a bit. Do you sometimes have to worry about the referee that gets picked for your fights? Because we saw, obviously, when Herb Dean got the call, Daniel Cormier immediately called out Herb and didn't want him to cover the main event before he got injured. Now Herb still has the main event, but it's going to be OSP and John Jones. Do you ever have to worry about the referee for DJ at all, or any of your athletes? Is there a referee or a couple referees that you kind of like, I don't want my athlete having that referee?
There's referees that we prefer, and usually those referees are offered. I think Herb's a great referee. I think Big John's a great referee, and I know those are two of the guys that were offered, and I believe that one or the other will be on our fight.
I think it's John. I think Big John McCarthy got yours.
Yeah. So I mean, we've got a great referee, and we usually do have very competent, good referees for a world title fight. So generally, we can't always control it. And when it's something that's beyond our control, again, it's just our job to go out there and finish the fight and have no questions. There hasn't been really much concern with that where DJ's concerned.
And he's almost like you, where he's like very calm and takes everything in stride and just kind of, it's okay, everything's gonna be all right, it's gonna be a good day. And then he goes out there and fights. What's it like? He seems so happy when he's actually in the cage. But we don't get to see him when he's warming up in the locker room. We don't get to see that private time where it's just about ready to get called to go walking out. Like, give us some real insight to DJ being in the locker room, getting ready to warm up. And it's like that last minute. He's already taped. He's hit his last set of mitts. He's got his hoodie on. His hood is pulled up. He's sitting on the bench, and they're getting ready to call him. What is his mannerisms like just before he walks out?
Yeah, it's pretty quiet time. We already know what we want to do, and we're just waiting to go do it. We've hit the heart rate that we need to hit. We brought him back down. He's stretched. He's ready to go. Everything that we've worked on and prepared for has been drilled. And then we're just waiting for that last call. And so we're just making sure he doesn't get cold and making sure the heart rate doesn't go down. And he's just waiting. I mean, everything that we've done up to that point, a lot of times, is harder than the actual fight itself. And he's just ready to go out there and get it done and get home, see his kids, and take a little time off and enjoy life, and then get ready to go do it again.
You just raised something. You said his heart rate got to the point that you want his heart rate to get to. Do you use heart rate monitoring throughout the entire training camp?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just my fingers on his artery, but we do. Yeah, I want to know how high his heart rate's getting at the peak of our push, and I want to know how quickly he's recovering, and all those things. It's important. For me, knowing those things are important because it tells me how well conditioned or if he's getting overtrained. Yeah, and it also tells me, when we're warming up, it tells me that he's hit that certain rate where he's going to push it to in the fight, where his opponent's not going to be able to go with him, and then the heart rate drops right back down. We know we're ready to go, and we know that it's not going to be a shock to his system when he hits that because we've hit it right before we go out there.
Do you does DJ or your athletes wear heart rate monitors throughout the training camp for that particular purpose as well, or is it just something that you do with each athlete, just fingers on the neck?
It just depends on what we're doing. Cause like if we're grappling and sparring, we can't really have the heart rate monitors on. So I'll just check. But if we're doing, say, a circuit and then going on a run, like sometimes we'll do circuits where we'll do, intervals during the circuits, and then we'll hit a run for the next round or something. And I want to know what their peak heart rate is and their recovery is. So at that time, they do have heart rate monitors on.
Okay. All right, fair enough. That makes sense. Well, that's Matt Hume, obviously the head coach for Demetrious Johnson and the vice president of ONE FC over in Singapore. Matt, thanks so much for coming on here. I know you just got into Las Vegas. I appreciate taking a couple minutes. We'll see you this weekend. I get in Friday, so I'm sure I'll see you Saturday running around before the fight starts.
Absolutely. I look forward to seeing you, Frank. It's been a while, and missed the banana curry udon in Japan too.
Right? I was just thinking about that, man. That was oh geez. Some of the best food we got was when we used to go there all the time for Pride. So yeah, I do miss it. Obviously, I miss Pride. I can't wait to see the Asian markets keep expanding like ONE FC's been doing right now. You guys are kind of pushing the Asian market back up to the top again. And now, of course, with Risen, it's getting even better. So I can't wait to see what happens. And obviously, congratulations on the success of ONE FC.
Thanks, Frank. Thanks. Well, look forward to having a bowl of that curry udon again soon as we bring that Asian market up.
I love it. I'm all for it. All right, man. I'll see you soon.
All right, brother. See you soon. Take care. Thanks for the interview.